On 28th June 1914, a young Bosnian Serb named Gavrilo Princip changed the course of history with 2 gunshots on a Sarajevo street. A member of the secretive nationalist group Young Bosnia, Princip saw himself as a liberator of South Slavs from Austro-Hungarian rule. He was also influenced by socialist and revolutionary thinkers, blending vague ideals of social justice with intense nationalist fervour. In reality, his act of violence unleashed one of the deadliest wars in human history, the First World War, and set Europe on a path to ruin. Born in 1894 in a poor village in Bosnia, Princip was drawn to the radical nationalist ideas spreading through the Balkans. His path was soon steered by a far more ominous secret society, the Black Hand. The Black Hand, formerly known as Unification or Death, was a clandestine organisation led by senior Serbian military officers. The Black Hand's involvement meant the assassination plot was, in effect, an act of state-sponsored terrorism, masterminded by a powerful faction within the Serbian military. Furthermore, the plot was developed and carried out without the official knowledge or approval of the Serbian government. The Black Hand provided Princip and his co-conspirators with weapons, training, and a secret logistical network, using Serbian border officials to smuggle the assassins and their arms across into Austro-Hungarian territory. Princip, admiring Serbia's defiance of empire, viewed assassination as a legitimate means of achieving the political goal of a unified South Slav state. When Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Habsburg throne, visited Sarajevo, Princip and his accomplices plotted to kill him. Their plan was poorly organised and initially failed. An earlier bomb attack missed the Archduke's car. It was only by chance, when the royal motorcade took a wrong turn, that the Archduke's vehicle stopped directly before Princip. He seized the moment, fired twice, and mortally wounded Franz Ferdinand and his wife Sophie. The consequences were catastrophic. The murder triggered a chain of diplomatic crises that led within weeks to global war. Millions perished, empires collapsed, and entire societies were torn apart. Yet Princip himself, only 19 at the time, escaped the death penalty because of his age. Sentenced to 20 years in the fortress prison of Terezin, he endured brutal conditions, tuberculosis and the amputation of his arm. He died there in April 1918, still convinced that his deed was justified. Princip's unrepentant stance makes him difficult to view with sympathy. His actions were not those of a visionary but of a fanatic, blinded by ideology and contempt for human life. He claimed to have struck a blow for freedom, yet he brought misery to millions who had no part in his nationalist dream. Even today, opinion about him remains divided. Hero to some Serb nationalists, murderer to others, but the historical record is clear. Gavrilo Princip's bullets did not deliver liberation. They ignited a chain of events that destroyed a generation and opened the gates to an age of mechanized slaughter from which the modern world is still recovering.